Hi, so I have a question for you. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you've wanted to lose weight and you just can't? Or you've gone through 10 different crash diets and realized that you've gained every single one of those pounds and then some after them? Well, you're not alone. There are a lot of women that are in your same situation. And in this video, I'm going to give you 5 steps that I think you need to take before you actually set off into your new weight loss journey. All right, everyone. So my name is Maria Urbina, and I am someone that wants to provide practical information for women over 40 that are trying to stay strong and healthy for the rest of their lives. And I've been through a journey of gaining and losing weight for a long time, but about 6 years ago, I started gaining a lot of weight and I wasn't sure why. But, I kind of found a method, changed my approach, and I think it can be useful to you. So I'm here giving you the information. So if you're ready to put in the work and to actually set a good plan together to change your life, then these 5 steps are for you. So let me get into it right now. The first step that I think that you need to take has to do with the reason why you want to do this. You have to have a very powerful reason why you want to change your life. So I'm going to ask you to find a notebook and literally sit down for 30 minutes and really outline every single reason why you want to go through this. There's no negotiation, no room for negotiation. You have to do this because there are going to be times within your weight loss journey that you're going to want to just give up. And so coming back to the reason why will anchor you back into moving forward and keeping your commitment to yourself. So that is an important step, which is defining your why. Okay, so second step that I think you need to take after you've decided, okay, these are the reasons why I want to do this, you need to set forth a clear main goal as to why you want to do this. And you need to have the main goal as to how much weight you want to lose. And you also want to have an idea as to how long it's going to take you to do this. And the reason I think it's important for you to have an idea as to how long you think it's going to take you, because I can bet you it's probably going to take you longer, but you have to have an idea. So you want to have an overall goal and a plan. So, for example, say that you're someone that wants to lose 50 pounds. You need to say, okay, I want to lose 50 pounds, and you need to visualize accomplishing this goal. Whether it's because you've been there and you have pictures and you kind of reminisce of the way you felt, the way that you looked, then, just keep that in your mind and jot it down and say, you know what, I want to lose this amount of weight in this time, because this is going to take us to the next step. So once you have a clear path again as to why you're doing this, how much of it you want to do, and by when, then we need to start separating things, and we need to start dividing your main goal into milestones. So by dividing your main goal into milestones, we're breaking up your main goal into some short-term goals. And the short-term goals are going to make your progress and your goal more attainable. So what I tell people is break that main goal into 4 sections or 4 milestones. And so, for example, going back to my previous example of losing 50 pounds, say you want to lose 50 pounds in a year. So if you divided that, by 4, you would have your first milestone within 3 months, second milestone, 6 months, and so on and so forth. And so the first milestone would be losing about 12.5 pounds within 3 months. So that basically takes us to our fourth step, which is actually getting down into the weeds and figuring out a plan to execute to get to your first milestone. And that's when I tell people, forget about your main goal, forget it, put it out the window. That's in the first, second page of your notebook. You need to figure out, how am I going to lose those first pounds? And so this is where you start looking at what you're going to be doing for your fitness, for your activity levels. So if you're someone that's not active, what kind of activity are you going to do? Are you going to do cardio? Are you going to do strength training? How many times a week? How many minutes a day? This is where you start really jotting all that stuff down. Then nutrition. How are you going to start cutting down and really evaluating what you're eating and what you need to change in order to, move forward? Because I will tell you that if you don't change what you're doing, you're not going to see any change. So you have to be very specific as to reaching that first milestone. Because once you're done with that first milestone, then you're going to basically, and going back to that example, so let's say that in 12 weeks we go back and then we weigh ourselves, and we were supposed to lose 12.5 pounds, and say, wow, I lost 14 pounds. Then great, awesome. You know what? Then I would tell you, just keep at it and move on to the second milestone. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you come in and you are below what you were supposed to be doing, then you need to go back. You need to reevaluate your specific plan and figure out where you need to make adjustments, whether it's in nutrition, whether it's whether it's something else. And that's the topic for another video. But you do need to make adjustments at that point. All right. So once you've decided, okay, this is the plan of attack, this is how I'm going to execute my first milestone, then you start talking to the people around you. And that leads us to the fifth step. You start talking to your people. You start talking to your friends. You start talking to your family. You start trying to communicate to them what you're going to be doing, and you're going to be asking for their support. And you need to find 2 people within your circle of trust that you can actually call on and that are going to be there to keep you accountable. Keep you accountable and pushing you towards those goals, because there are going to be days, and I'm going to tell you, that you're just not going to want to do what you're supposed to do. You're not going to want to eat right, and you're not going to want to work out. And that happens. We're human, and it happens, and life happens. But you need to have those people around you that ask you, hey, remember about what you said you wanted to do? That's why you need those people there. So those are the 5 steps. Those are the 5 things that I recommend that you do right before you start any weight loss program. You need to have a reason. You need to have a well thought out plan. And you need to have the people around you to be able to help you. Doesn't sound like much, but it's huge. If you don't have the fundamentals right, there's a real likelihood that you're not going to succeed. There's a higher percentage of people out there that don't succeed. You have crash diets, and you have people losing a ton of weight, and then they gain it all back. We have to make the success rate better, and there's only way to do it, and it's through consistency and adherence and a plan. And so that's what I'm giving to you. And I'm hoping that through this channel, I will be providing information, especially for women over 40 that are having a harder time losing weight for other reasons other than, potentially eating, the calories in, calories out, but because of hormonal issues. I will be talking about some of that other stuff in other videos, but I wanted to talk about what it is that we can do before we actually start losing weight, because a lot of us women, especially after 40, we start gaining weight and we start feeling bad about ourselves and we start wanting to give up. And I don't want that. I started feeling like that, and I started thinking that I wanted to change my approach, and I did. And I want to share that with you, and I want you to be a part of this community and this channel, and I want to hear from you. So if you like what you're hearing, if you want to hear more of what I have to say, please, give this video a like, a share, and let me know what else you would like me to talk about. But I think that's going to do it for today, and thank you so much for hearing me out. Thank you, and I will talk to you soon.